Afternoon, good afternoon. Hope everyone can hear me. I'll give it another minute and then I'll get started here. But I'm excited. I've been working on this for some time now. I've been having it in my heart for some time now. So just want to give some people some insight on what this is and why and how it came to be actually. So I give it another minute and let everyone else get in, filter in. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So, I give a brief background on who I am and what I'm trying to accomplish here, right? So, let's start with who I am. My name is Dominique Holiday, son of Jeffrey Holiday and Sheila Smith. That is her maiden name. Um, Came from some humble beginnings, a very small house in a small country town in Aurora, North Carolina, and I've been through a lot in my time in growing, right? And with growth, there's obstacles, there's things that you can't plan for or you don't even know it's going to happen, right? So I give a little vulnerability moment here. So I grew up playing basketball. I was pretty good. Some people may say that I could have went to the league. That's subjective. I felt always like I could go to the league if I worked hard enough. And I've always had a drive to do more than what was around me, right? So, like I said, I grew up playing basketball. I wanted to make it to the NBA like all small boys do, but that didn't happen. So, around 12 years old, to start my journey, my obstacles that I had to overcome, I lost my father to a gun, incident. He was murdered at a nightclub in the small town that I grew up in, and that played a heavy role and took a large impact on my life. Every day that I woke up, I didn't know what I wanted to do anymore. Even though I was 12 years old, I played basketball, and I always would want to tell my dad what I was doing and how I was doing. And not to mention, when I was 12, that was when he first got out of prison. So after he died, shortly after he got out of prison, I kind of went into a slump. And I know most kids or most people that lose someone will understand that you just ask yourself why a lot. So fast forward ahead, I got back on track a little bit, started playing basketball again, going super hard, training every day, trying to make it, trying to I would say live up to my dad's dream and my dream as well. So keep going forward. Years go by. I make it to the state championship. I lose my junior year, and then I get injured my senior year. So a lot of schools that I thought I was going to, they weren't there anymore. And I had one school that reached out to me after that wanted me to come there. So I went there. I didn't like the school, didn't want to go there, and then I left. I said I'm going to a major D1, and I guess I skipped that part. I went to a D2 school. Then I was going to a major D1, trying to anyway, and another obstacle came, and that obstacle was I couldn't get in school because I couldn't get a release. So you may ask why I'm telling you all this, because discipline and consistency, as you see on the screen, is something that I am very focused on, and I've been focused on for years. And it just happened over the last maybe 6 or 7 years that discipline and consistency caught up to what I wanted to do in life, along with marriage. So when I left that school and I couldn't get in, I went back to work at my small town in Aurora, North Carolina, and it was nothing there but a mine. So everyone that grows up there, they work at the mine. They think it's the best thing ever is working at the mine because you make more money than anyone else in the town. Like I said, it's a very small town, but that wasn't enough for me. And I always felt like it was more to do when it came to living. I've seen a lot traveling with basketball, um, but it just wasn't satisfying to just work in the mind. I got depressed. I started gaining weight and losing weight in the same. So got very skinny. Then I got a little bigger because I was drinking a lot of beer. I was doing things that I shouldn't be doing because I was depressed. And I got to a point and I said, I got to figure something else out. So I went and joined the Navy. And I'm skipping over some parts, but I joined the Navy. I left, and it ended up that I was in the Navy Reserve, so I came back. When I came back, I still felt that feeling like it was more, it was more, it was more. So I started signing up for deployments, going out every now and then, maybe 2, 3, 6 months at a time. But my last deployment that I signed up for, that was the game changer for me, and it was in Afghanistan. It was supposed to be a 6-month deployment, and it ended up being maybe 10 and a half months because of COVID and other things. But when I came back home, I said, I'm not going back to the regular way of living. I know it's more, and I'm going to make myself be more, right? So came back home, and I hit the ground running. I tried a bunch of different things trying to get out of the mind, and none of them worked. So I ended up trying to get in technology because I've heard about it. Some of my friends were in technology. So I became a scrum master because I wasn't very technical, even though I understood technology. I didn't want to go to school or go to a boot camp that took so long to acquire a skill that I needed to break into technology. But even with that, it took a while. I went on hundreds of interviews, should I say? Well, I say 100 interviews, and I, I bombed the interview after I got the training. But that last interview that I went on, I got my first role as a scrum master, making about $120,000 a year, and that was like the catapult for me. And I listened to Myron Golden a lot, and he says, with intention comes disruption, and it's also in the Bible. So I thought about that. Like, if I would have gave up, I would have ended up right back to square one where I was, and I didn't want to be there. But I stayed consistent. I stayed disciplined. I learned from each interview how to speak, how to have dialogue, how to overcome my fears, and believe in myself. But once I got that role, I could get any role at this point because I understood what I needed to do. So, with all that being said, as a man in today's society, we need support. I didn't have support from a father. I didn't have a support system from any men. I had to learn a lot of things on my own. But I want to help people get that support and stay disciplined, stay motivated, stay pushing forward, and help get those accomplish those goals that you set out to accomplish. So that's why I came up with the 5 a.m. club. The 5 a.m. club is a club for men that are looking to better themselves. Why 5 a.m.? I've learned getting up early gives you more time to do the things that you feel like you don't have time to do, whether that's fitness, whether that's business, whatever the case may be. You have time to accomplish some things others wouldn't, that would get up at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. By the time others get up at 8, 9 o'clock, I've already accomplished 4 or 5 things already that I set on my list to do. So let's get into the 5 a.m. club. Now I have it pulled up here. This is the scripture that I live by. I go by, read it daily. And my family here, of course, fitness, and then the CEO, because I am the founder and CEO of my company, Holiday Systems. So create the life that you deserve through discipline and consistency. Now, I've already went over what the 5 a.m. club is: a disciplined brotherhood of men committed to growth, a space where faith meets execution. And this is big because if you don't believe in yourself, you won't accomplish anything. Fear consumes us at times, and we don't do what we want to do, or what we feel like we could do in that split moment because we have never done it before. But I just had this conversation with my son. You have to try things and you have to be dedicated to those things and feel like they will work and know that they will work as long as you have faith. As long as you believe in God, I believe, as long as you believe in God, that you can do anything. God didn't create us to be mediocre when He created us in the image of Him. So that's what I believe, and I want to connect with others that believe the same thing. So not just a morning routine; it's a lifestyle built on discipline and consistency, like I just said, built for men who want to lead their homes, build businesses, and strengthen their faith, well, strengthen their walk with God. And I think this is very important because you have to have a foundation, especially when you're married, especially when you have kids. You have to have some type of foundation to fall back on when there's nothing else. Because if you lose everything, the only thing that you will have is faith. And I've been up, I've been down, I've been in the middle, I've been all sorts of places. But this is one of the things that I know for myself that helped me get through the things that I was going through at any time of my life. Who is this club? Who will this club benefit? Men who feel isolated and need real accountability and brotherhood. Accountability is something that we lack a lot of times because our friends will just tell us the things that we want to hear, or our wives will motivate us in a sense of, oh, she is nurturing. She wants to be that shoulder you can lean on. Or we have some wives on the other side that just bash you for doing things, women that bash you for doing things, men that bash you for doing things, that just joke. And I'm being real and honest on this call because I want everyone to know, like, this is authentic club. This is not me trying to sell you anything. This is a free Discord. This is a free community because I want to connect with those who are trying to better themselves, right? Now, entrepreneurs, business owners, professionals who want structure and momentum. I've been in corporate America for a while now, and it's some of those things that I see that will benefit others that I want to teach as well in my role. Um, it's a lot of things that people don't know, and it's very simple to be successful. It's very simple to be structured. It's very simple to move that needle forward, but we don't know because we have not been made aware of a lot of these things that corporate America teaches us. So my job in this community is to teach that, not only motivate people, but structure things out so they will accomplish the goals that they set out to do. So that is, that's my role, right? And we will have others in the community that are specialized in other skills to help you be the man that you want to be. Any man, any man seeking purpose, balance, and impact in life. You want to be purposeful with everything that you do. I truly believe that. So that purpose, you can only feel that if you are giving value to people. Whatever value you feel that you can give to someone else, give that. And you will receive things even when you don't know when they're coming. You can't expect to get things back in return when you never give anything. A selfish mindset is a hindering mindset, I believe. Now, the value of the club: spiritual growth, physical health, family leadership, and financial growth. A lot of people look at financial growth as like the number one priority. But if you're not good in all of these other three, then you will not experience financial growth. I know, because you're only thinking what you can do for yourself. You're never thinking what you can do for someone else. So these are a few things that you will get in the community while we're meeting, while we're having discussion topics, while we are keeping each other accountable. We will be making sure that that needle is moving. We're not going to stop, and we're not going to cater to you being enabled by saying, oh, you can't do it. We believe everyone can do anything that they want to, as long as you have discipline and consistency in your life. Now, the outcome after joining. And this is not me just, imaginary outcome. This is from me studying wealthy people, faith-based people, and looking at their habits and where they are. They all have these things in common to get these outcomes. So become more disciplined, focused, and spiritually grounded. That's one, because you have to have a faith foundation. You have to believe in self as well as have a higher belief. So they go hand in hand. The higher belief will make you believe in yourself, improve family and personal relationships. I grew tremendously when I got into therapy, when I got married. There was a lot of things that I didn't know about myself that the therapist helped, and that therapist will be in the community as well. Build consistency in business, finance, and health. That consistency is easy to break if you're not being held accountable. If you're going to the gym, you may say, I'm not going to go today, or I may go next week. But if you're in this community, we're going to say, why didn't you go? And just that question will spawn a thought in your mind, like, I have to go the next day. But if someone is telling you, oh man, you could take a break, that break can hinder you. A little bit of poison in water will pollute everything that it touches. Develop a winning mindset through community accountability, like I just discussed, I just talked about. Replace old habits with powerful growth habits. Old habits are hard to break. That's why you have to be consistent at doing the things that you are doing. Those habits that you are programmed to think, it puts fear in your mind if there are toxic. So that fear will hinder you from doing anything and going forward. So we are trying to break those old habits and replace those habits with growth habits. And I got this from the Navy. When you go to boot camp, they tear you down. They'll say any and everything that you would think of to tear you down, to break you. Talk about your mama, talk about your kids, say that you're nothing. But after they tear you down to a point where you feel like you are nothing, they make you feel like you are the best thing walking. From the uniform that you put on, the way that you shine your boots, you have to carry yourself and have your chin up. So me being in the military, it helps, and it made sense when I was studying all of these wealthy people or these faith-based people and seeing what they have in common. The Navy, they have it. They know how to tear you down to build you up because they want you to believe in yourself. They want you to feel like you can do any and everything. And I can only speak for the Navy, but I'm pretty sure the military in itself does that. Now, the structure of the 5 a.m. club. So daily, for 15 minutes, we'll wake up and get the day started. We'll talk about what did you do yesterday? What will you accomplish today? And is there anything that's stopping you from accomplishing the goal that you set out to accomplish in this week? We want to make sure that we keep each other accountable and accomplish these goals. Because a lot of times, if you're just working in a silo or isolated, you can say, well, I'll get to it tomorrow. And then I'll get to it the next day, or I'll get to it next week. Now, little do you know, you're going backwards because it's someone out there that is moving forward. And you're in competition with others, if you believe it or not. So I know my camera froze, but we're going to keep going. And with intention comes disruption. That may be a disruption, but it's okay. So weekly live stand-up meetings. So on Sundays, we will plan. We will say, okay, what do you want to accomplish this week? What's your goal? So once we get into that, it's game on because it's no reason why you should not accomplish your goal because you have the support there to hold you accountable. The Discord access, daily check-ins, weekly topics, motivational content, networking, and collaboration. Those events will bring camaraderie. It will make you want to do more. You surround yourself with 5 billionaires, you will become the 6th billionaire. I know everyone has heard it, but if you surround yourself with 5 people that are lazy, that don't want to do anything, then you'll become the next lazy person that will not do anything. So these are all the things that we are trying to accomplish in this community. And I know it's a very short introduction, but I just wanted to tell everyone what I'm trying to do and why I'm trying to do it. So the 5 a.m. club, let's wake up on purpose and grow together. Welcome to the 5 a.m. club. Anyone is welcome to join as long as you're dedicated to being a better person, a better self, and motivated to keep that needle moving. and I would open the floor for questions, but this will be posted. I'll post the Discord link as well. I know I'm not on camera right now, but like I said, with great intention comes disruption. So anytime after you join the Discord, you can ping me. You can ask me for my number if you need to talk. I'm here. But this is Dominique Holiday. I'm the CEO of Holiday Systems Inc. So if you need me, I'm here. Join the Discord and start growing. Thank you.